This morning, for the first time, we are hearing the frantic 911 calls made by passengers on Flight 214 just moments after the plane crashed on the runway. This comes as new questions surround the flight crew. We're learning it took pilots 90 seconds before they ordered passengers to evacuate the burning aircraft. Let's get to CNN's Miguel Marquez. He's live at San Francisco International Airport with the latest this morning. Good morning, Miguel.
Good morning there, Chris. Perhaps the most amazing of those calls is when a caller says, look, I've just crash landed at San Francisco Airport, and the 911 operator says, what runway are you on? Unbelievable. We're also learning a lot more about the final seconds of this plane before it crashed.
We're just not in a plane crash, and there are a lot of people that need help. We have people over here who weren't found, and they're burned really badly.
A chilling description of the traumatic scene as passengers escape the burning aircraft and a desperate plea for emergency medical assistance.
We've been on the ground, 20 minutes to a half hour. There are people laying on the tarmac with critical injuries, head injuries. We're almost losing a woman here. We're trying to keep her alive.
And overnight, a somber moment on an airport runway. Family members of the two girls who died and others who were injured on Asiana Flight 214 visit the crash scene. And for the first time, 6 members of the Asiana flight crew make a stand of solidarity. With 6 of their colleagues still in the hospital, emotion and anguish is written in their faces. We are putting in our best efforts, she says, to recover from this accident. Many crediting the heroic actions of the flight crew for saving so many lives. Investigators now say 3 flight attendants were ejected from the plane, still in their seats. A 4th injured by an emergency slide that deployed inside the cabin. They also pulled out extinguishers and fought fires as passengers escaped. Investigators now say it took a minute and a half for that evacuation to begin. This as we are learning more about the investigation itself. NTSB saying 2.5 minutes before impact there were several changes to autopilot and auto throttle modes. What's still not clear is whether the pilots themselves were making those changes. The pilot of the aircraft also told investigators at 500 feet he was temporarily blinded by a light.
He did talk to us about the approach and landing. He relayed that to us, but it was a temporary issue.
Airport and airline officials eager to get back to full operations as arrangements are made to move the charred remains of Flight 214. Now, authorities here say that there was a very large triage going on near the plane, but we also know that many individuals ended up near the seawall, and that's where a lot of those issues came with them not realizing for some minutes that there were people who needed assistance there as well. Kate?
All right, Miguel, thanks so much. You can really hear the desperation.